God morning. God bless you all. Just wanted to jump on this prophetic daily words of encouragement and encourage somebody on this morning. I just wanted to ask you all a question. When was the last time that you touched God? When was the last time that you touched God by faith, that you move the heart of God? Because when you move the heart of God, you move the hand of God. I think about two stories I just want to briefly share with you. One of them is about King Solomon, and you can find this story in the Bible in the Old Testaments and First Kings. And it says that Solomon gave an offering to the Lord, and it was a very, very big offering, to the point that in a dream, God showed up at King Solomon's house, and the Lord said, "Ask me whatever you want, and I will give it to you. Ask me whatever you want, and I will give it to you." The Lord was moved by King Solomon's offering. And King Solomon said to the Lord, "Give me wisdom on how to rule your people." And he went on to explain to the Lord how God gave David, his father, favor, and how the Lord is giving him favor too, and how he selected King Solomon to be the king, and he was unexperienced, and how the Lord just been so mighty good to him, to his father, and to him. And he asked the Lord for wisdom. And the Lord was even more moved by his response, even more so than an offering that huge, gigantic offering that he gave. The Lord was even more moved by him asking him for wisdom. He really touched the heart of God. And God went on to say, "I'm going to give you wisdom. I'm going to give you so much wisdom. You'll be more wise than anybody else in the earth." And then he went on to say, "Because you didn't ask me for fame and riches and notoriety and all of these things," he said, "I'm going to give you that as well." He said, "You will be the richest man." And he said, "I'm going to give you long life." So I just said all that to say, when was the last time that you touched God? Because when you touch his heart, his hand will move in your life. And then I think about the woman with the issue of blood. I was in church on Sunday, and we had a missionaries that visited there, and they was talking about the woman with the issue of blood. Some of y'all may be familiar with that story. But I just want to take something from that story, how when that miracle happened with the woman who had the issue of blood, everybody was standing around for Jesus to touch them. Jesus was amongst the people, and everybody was pressing in and waiting for the Lord to touch them. But this lady with the issue of blood reached out and touched the Lord by faith. There's a difference. Everybody else is waiting for the Lord to touch them, but she pressed in and she touched the Lord, to the point where the Lord stopped what he was doing and turned around and said, "Who touched me?" And his disciples were saying, "Lord, you tripping. You see all these people around us? Everybody's touching you." And the Lord's response was, "No, she touched me. She touched my heart. She touched the heart of God." And because of that, his hand began to move in her life, and she was made whole. And he said, "Your faith has made you whole." So I just want to encourage somebody on this morning to touch the Lord by faith, and he will begin to move in your life. Because when you touch his heart, by default, you touch and move his hand. Stay and be encouraged on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Have a blessed day, y'all.